my ultimate dream is to go to bed, lie down, out. That's what I want. Very rarely happens.
Yeah.
Even I have this, I'm like, I'm trying to.
Is that whoop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll admit even though I know the things which I need to do before bed to enhance and seduce myself into having a good night's sleep, I'm not that regularly. I'm not doing those things.
It's so interesting you use that exact phrase. I know what I should do, but I don't do it because I hear that exact sentence all the time. And that's why I tell guys, like, just meditate. Like, literally, it's just an attention problem. It's nothing else. You're an extremely disciplined, hardworking guy, so we know you've got the capability for it. It's just that, like, using, modern technologies has deteriorated some of your attention because most likely, unless you're drinking caffeine really late or something, but most likely there's no physical issue for you to fall asleep. It's all in your mind, isn't it? It's because your attention's
100%.
going somewhere else. If you're able to control your attention, like, I like, not to boast, but I can fall asleep in 10 minutes every single night, no problem at all. I have like deeper sleep problems later on in the night. REM sleep's a bit fucked from like trauma and everything, but like my sleep habits and falling asleep, absolutely perfect, just because of, honestly, meditation and then like some good habits before bedtime, not like using caffeine, not really going on your phone. But if that's one of your biggest problems, honestly, 5 minutes of meditation every single morning.
So what the basic steps for an absolute newbie when it comes to meditation? What do I need to do?
The way I would recommend is you download a nice app on your phone.
Yes,
there's
another app.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or you can just use like a YouTube video if you want. They're all pretty much the same. I like an app called Medito, and everyone can go down. It's completely for free. It's like by volunteers and everything. I've always used that. And nowadays, I don't really do normal meditation. I do deep breathing, so you might like that as well because that relaxes you and brings your heart rate down even more. So when you're tracking it on the Whoop, it'll be nice to see because you'll literally see your heart rate go down. So deep breathing, any deep breathing app, any deep breathing like YouTube video, and you just follow like a certain sort of breathing template, like a structure for 5 minutes or so. And the way I'd explain it, because a lot of these apps don't actually like literally tell you what to do. They kind of like, guide you through it, but they don't tell you what the point of meditation is. And I figured this out really early. I could be wrong, but like the way I thought of it is we focus on one main thing. So it's usually the breath. That's completely our focus. Within literally a split second, your attention has deviated to somewhere else, and you're thinking about the podcast tomorrow, you're thinking about high school, you're thinking about another fake Nazi video or anything. Your attention's gone. And you're not really aware that it's like, you're not consciously thinking, oh, it's gone, for like maybe a couple of seconds because you're still breathing, you think you're focused on your breath, and then you realize, oh, I was deep in thought. That moment when you realize that you're deep in thought, all you've got to do is not hate on yourself, just bring the attention back to the breath. It's this process of going from the thought to back to the breath. That's like doing like one bicep curl to the brain. If you do that 10 times a day, that's awesome. That's already progress. Once you get to the point of doing that maybe 100, 200 times a day, which, it's these micro moments. Maybe it'll happen 10 seconds from now. Maybe it'll happen when you go into the toilet later. I reckon a couple hundred times a day, you'll absolutely be passing out at nighttime.
Yeah. I think there's that and there's stretching. Those two things,
Yeah, me too.
I feel like my life would completely transform.
Stretching's hard to get into. I don't know how to get into it, man. I've tried.
It's so boring.
I've tried so many times.
And it doesn't feel nice either. Yeah. If you're a stiff guy as well, it's like, oh my God.
Stiff hamstrings from the leg curls. My hamstrings are still sore from like 2019, man. The RDLs I did once.
It catches up on you though, because I never really noticed anything up until the age of, I guess, like 31, 32. I'm just noticing, like, maybe it's like a pain in my lower back, and I notice it's because my posture is like really bad, and I think I have a bit of and it's anterior pelvic tilt.
Forward.
It's one of them.
Butt forward.
The butt is like pushing forward a little bit.
Yeah, anterior.
And it doesn't help because in Dubai, I'm driving around a lot, and I'm driving around in that like a low sports car. Like I'm not walking as much as I would usually walk in the summertime. And I know it just kind of catches up, and I think, holy shit, like, what is this going to be like in 40 if I don't address this now? So I need to. Everybody should be doing it. It's literally the reduction in the risk of injury is obviously going to be massive. You're going to have a greater range of motion. It's just naturally going to be quite maybe a relaxing process at some point.
Can I give you a tip for that? Actually,
What?
I found the smallest amount of progress. You know, you've probably tried to do like stretch routines, haven't you? And
I've done a few, yeah.
yeah, they're showing you different exercises. It's too much, honestly. It's like that's like taking a beginner and showing him like 20 different exercises. He's not going to remember.
But this is what some guy did. He was like really good at showing me all these mobility routines, but he literally just bombarded me with like,
it's not gonna,
like, hey, do this one, do this one, and I'm like, can you please structure it in some kind of a routine so that I understand what to do and what to follow?
It's not even the routine. You know what I'd recommend? Choose one exercise and hold it for like minutes at a time and use that as your time to go on your phone. So particularly go and look for a stretch which you can still use your phone on. Which, yeah, like, you know, we're being a bit like spurgy, but whatever. Like there's one for my hips, which I like, where I just go into like frog pose, like, you know, you kneel down, open your legs a bit more, and literally I'll just hold there, just like watch YouTube on my phone. It's the only way I've been able to do it so far.
I think that's one of the best ways to do it, I suppose.
Yeah.
Even when I go and do cardio, like I'm doing something productive when I do it.
Yeah, it's so much better. When I do cardio, like incline treadmill walk or something, hop on Discord, hop on like a video call with one of my guys. Especially doing that, like, you're going on your phone's nice, but like when I hop on like a call with a follower, like a video call, and if they're watching me, I'm not gonna hold the handrails right now. I'm not gonna like slow it down. Like as soon as I hop on, I'm like speeding it up, max incline. Yeah, let's do it. Let's power up now.